There is a belief that we need to hold the world together. But when we open, we discover there is something deeper that holds everything in place.
Hi, I'm Bilonda Bukasa. I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a somatic orientated coach, and I'm an artist. My main mediums are dancing and singing, and I do also lots of painting or design with nature. My offer is to access your soul with your body and your body language, your body wisdom, and I offer yoga techniques, asana practice, body work. I offer lots of exercises from dancing, so the chi is actually flowing in the body and you become much more conscious of what is your body as an anatomical entity speaking to you, but what is your body energetically speaking to you, how you are feeling, and that is actually the connection to your soul. And life is, from my own experience, a much happier place and a much more conscious place, a much happier place and a much more conscious place, a much more expansive place when we understand how life speaks. I offer also private consultations where I work with creative mind, where I work with the body, touching the body, having an interaction with your body that can be silent from your side and it's just body language, talking, but also singing and also talking to each other. I am using different methods from systemic coaching, humanistic coaching, spiritual traditions, dance and singing, and on intuition. I've learned on my own journey through my scientific research that there is a level of mystic knowledge in the human consciousness where the modern societies are unaware of our own roots, basically. And for me, understanding that the mystic knowledge of women, the incarnation of spirit on earth, of connecting earth wisdom and the connection to the divine connection, feeling it in the body, through the body, by singing, by shaking, by being in a trance, is so old for mankind that it is a wisdom and a knowledge and a power that we can really use as a resource. And I do use also impulses of the mystic intuitive world and traditions for my coachings or for healing sessions for myself, and it's really successful because it gives new views, for example. And the other thing is, when we want to heal the relationship between men and women, the divine connection of women and that knowledge, that intuitive also behavior that comes from that needs to be restored from my point of view, because if a woman wants to be in her full power, combining the feminine and the masculine aspects, she will be aware of her own intuitive knowledge, and that knowledge is nothing that is to be objectified or explainable. It is through her body. She just knows, and women that can accept that and live through that and go through that divination, are really beautiful, connected, powerful, resourceful beings for that world that bring lots of light and healing to that planet. And they wish to be in relationships with men that also appreciate that. Well, dancing is an amazing channel. It is not an art form for me, it is a spiritual channel. It is a channel that allows us to open up freely to the energies that we that live in us, that we embody, but at the same time also to be able to feel what is around us. And just allowing the body to shake, to feel, to stand, to breathe, to stretch out, to turn around, to whatever the body wants to, is making the body so happy. The body really likes movements that are also a surprise. The body likes waves, the body likes to feel other bodies, and that giving the body that kind of sensation so the body can become more intelligent, know more, is a feeling of joy to the body itself, and it coordinates you, us, on a higher level. It is not only great for making other like physical exercises, but also that we can feel energy of other people in a different way. Yoga is a really great practice to support dancing because it opens up the muscles, it opens up energies in terms of, muscles need a stretch, joints need a stretch. And so the energy can be feelable, observable, distinguishable, and therefore there is a dialogue happening, maybe even more, maybe even singing with the body, many bodies talking to each other. So yeah, dancing is a huge, great medium channel for dance, for wisdom, for spiritual wisdom, for being alive also. Maybe less spiritual, but just being really alive, truly alive. Yeah, well, basically my body was talking to me all my life. I was just not able to really be conscious of it. There was a time later when I didn't want to hear it, didn't want to understand it, and then there was a time when I had to relearn it and intensified it. And now I have a really happy relationship with my body. It's not always perfect, but it's like a relationship. There is a relationship that is unconditional and with a huge commitment. My body started to talk to me pretty early when I realized that I am a soul in a body. I was falling down a higher block or something, steps, and I could observe how my body is just opening up like a cat, and it gave me such a confidence actually that the body has an own wisdom. And from there on I had another experience because I reacted somatically on stress that I had in my family, and I somehow decided and found that I could concentrate on that spot in my body, which was headache. And so I went with all my attention to that spot and stayed there, and it left. So yeah, pretty early I found that there is a way to talk to the body and deal with the body and control the body. And I had asthma, and I was smoking even as a teenager. And so sometimes I would have like really a tight chest, and I started to exhale. I started every crisis when I didn't have my sprays with me, and I started to exhale. So pretty soon I stopped using the sprays because I relied on the exhalation. Much later I learned that this is actually what an asthmatic person unlearned, is like to exhale and to relax. Yeah, so things came together. I had a huge test in my life with a psychosomatic illness that I had to treat, and that was a huge teaching. And from there, I started to dance and just got all the teachings, or I learned a lot about the body and how my body is speaking to me, and observed my body. And I did this in a time where most of people were having families and making careers, and I made a career and built up a relationship with my body. And yes, after 10 intense years of being like just with my body and me, I decided to be mature enough to offer this to other people. Successfully, I could help people to re-establish their relationship with the body after they had an accident, for example, or what is the body knowing about maybe a divorce that is in the field, or how people, and women especially, can access their sexuality in a healthy way, which is a great passion of mine, to heal the sexuality relationships and to float together.